I'm hoping this is going to work. So I've deleted the other video on YouTube. So if you are on YouTube watching this back, there was a lot of footage before this, which you can still watch on our Twitch channel. You can go on the past broadcasts and it should be up there. As far as I'm aware, that footage was still fine. But I'm hoping this is going to work. It looks okay from what I can see on my screen. So whatever caused the issue, it's looking okay. So apologies that this is technically part 2 of part 1, but just to kind of bring you up to speed if you don't want to watch the footage that's on Twitch, is we've started a new Planet Zoo park, or franchise even, so completely new start with no other zoos or anything like that. This is the first zoo that we've built within our franchise. We have a rule book. These rules are going to be my doom tonight. So, given the fact that we are doing this on a Friday, we tend to try and make things a little bit more fun. And by fun, I mean give ourselves, as streamers, various punishments for negative things that happen in games. For example, my co-captain, Dio, whilst doing his Max Payne stream yesterday, a good 4-hour stream as it stands, he has been essentially following a rule where he drinks every time Max drinks. And as you can imagine, 4 hours on, I think Dio faced some decent punishment throughout that stream. So, Dio has very kindly offered to extend his offering or tribute or whatever you want to call it, his sacrifice. And the sacrifice he made yesterday, for anybody who missed it, and I'm really keen to reiterate this so that as many people know about it as possible, Dio has agreed that he will shave his head if we hit 30 followers on Twitch. Now, what I'd like to ask anybody who's watching this to do is to go onto Twitch on whatever channel that you have, search for Arckellon, and just hit the follow button. It's free to do. And as soon as we hit 30, Dio's in trouble, and I'm really looking forward to it. There's also other certain sacrifices that will be made at additional milestones, but for now we're focusing on 30. So, as a viewer, if you're watching this back or if you're watching this live, and I will be saying this throughout the live stream as well so that people can remain informed, Dio will shave his head at 30 Twitch follows. So, with that being said, I shall go through the rules that I'll be following tonight. So, the Planet Zoo rules for me are: if my money dips below 0, I need to take a drink in shame because I should have much better money management. If an animal dies, either natural or otherwise, I need to take a drink in its memory. If an animal escapes, I need to take a drink to take responsibility for my actions. If a staff member quits, I need to take a drink to again take responsibility for my actions. I should be creating a welcoming environment for my staff to come into and enjoy the job. If I need to take out a loan at any point in this game, I need to take a drink due to the weight of that decision. If I sell an animal, which is inevitable as part of this game, that is part of the gameplay loop, and that does not include insects, because they are like nuts in terms of like life cycle and all that sort of stuff. So just animals. If I'm selling an animal, I need to also take a drink as a sending off gift. The final rule is if my park goes bankrupt and I'm forced to close it, I need to drink my entire tankard, which I'm hoping to avoid. So they're my sacrifices for this stream. Secondary note, and again, I will bring this up again throughout the stream. If anybody's watching and you want an animal to be named after you, so basically just to have your name, your handle, or whatever you want it to be called, we will be more than happy to oblige. You can choose the animal and choose the name that gets given to that animal. But the one thing I'd say is we typically just ask that we just give it a name. So whether that be your name, your YouTube channel name, whatever, that's fine. But if you do want to call it something else, that's also okay. But just as long as it's not offensive, we're happy to take an animal and name it in your honour. So that's how we're going to mix the two worlds tonight in Planet Zoo, so that you can have your footprint within the game as well. Okay, so that's everything. I'm assuming I'm still looking okay and that YouTube isn't just blaring a big green screen as it was for the best part of an hour. Just double checking before I proceed. Yep, we look good. Right, fantastic. So, without further ado, let me just catch you back up to where we've got to. This is our zoo. So, very sort of like English/Dutch landscape. It's European. Temperate, I think I selected. And all we've done is we built this little entrance plaza. The title of our zoo is Arckellon Z1. The title of our franchise is Arckellon Zoology. The reason I've called it Arckellon Z1 for the zoo is if we build a second zoo, it'll be called Arckellon Z2, and so on and so forth. This plaza will get expanded with shops and other stuff as we go. The first exhibit that we've built is this one just here, and it's for these two grizzly bears, who you can see in all of their glory just there. I have disabled scenery and other various collisions. I've also extended the animal aging slightly so that we can enjoy their presence for a little bit longer. It's in the middle. I think it's 3 times as long. I think it goes up to 5, so we've made it 3 times as long. So the two animals that we've bought, we've got Yalitha. I'm assuming you can rename these, by the way. Because if you can't, I've made promises that I can't keep. I'm assuming you can name the animals. But maybe new animals that get born. I'm guessing that's how it works. And the animals that we got is a male and a female grizzly bear who will hopefully provide some offspring, which we're hoping are going to pick up the positive genetics. Now, genetics, as you can see here, are pretty average, but there's no genetics that are in the red. So hopefully the genetics of immunity carry over, which makes them more immune to various diseases that could get picked up, etc. Fertility is at 50% and 33% for that one, so would like to see that one get carried across. Longevity is around about 50% for both, just under for this one, and size 33%, and 42%. I believe size is mainly a benefit simply for guest attraction. So is it going to attract guests to the park to take a look at the animal? But the more important ones are the ones below it. So there we have it. That's where we got up to. We built these buildings, recruited some staff members, and then Dio very kindly informed me that YouTube was not playing the stream correctly. My voice was playing, but it was just a green screen, so not ideal. So the next action I was going to do was to start some research. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to assign Daisy. I have not named this person, by the way. And this is the first time I've just realised what they're called. Daisy is our randomly created veterinarian. Of all names the game could have created, it created that one. Daisy is going to get assigned to the grizzly bear. So the reason we're going to assign a veterinarian to do research is because we need enrichment items, which are items that animals have fun with, whether it be a beach ball or whatever, it doesn't matter. Anything that the animal can use to enjoy itself. As it stands, we have nothing to make grizzly bears happy. So Daisy is going to be assigned to grizzly bears and hopefully fed to them at some point as well. I'm going to have to probably get a second vet at some point, because if one of the animals fall ill, I'm assuming I need a vet spare. For now, we'll just let things run their course. That's our first exhibit done. Now, I did want to make two. I'm kind of thinking maybe there's room for two. Like two here. Like two smaller animals. And that would make sense. So I think I'm going to do that. Align the grid. And I don't think it'll be too small. Do that and then go up. There we go. Right. And then we'll have a split here. That, I think, should be enough for like a little small animal. But we'll see, we'll see. I just want to be giving guests enough of a reason to come in. And the biggest thing that they can do to help us financially is there's an item you can put down. And it's this little donation box here. You want to put these wherever you can. Because they cost absolutely nothing to place. But if a guest likes what they see, they will throw money into these little tubs. And this is the main way that you get your income in this game. So the more exhibits these are around, the more that guests will throw into them. But we want to make it worthwhile for guests to want to throw stuff into them. So I am going to just ensure that we make this as informative as possible. One of the big things this game tries to push is, wow, that's a big telly. One of the things that the game tries to push is education. And I'm trying to find the little small screen. Yeah, this is it. Oh, this is like tiny. 2 meters. Right, that'll do. Pop that there. And then just use X and then X again to spin it round. and then bring it out to there, and then we're just going to rotate it. One more. There we go. And just make sure it's on the wall. Got to be realistic. There we go. Right. Perfect. And now the guests have somewhere to understand what's being shown. So that's the advertisement target. Now, I thought these played things about the bear, which I'm assuming it will. Does it have power? So we've got a power generator just here. Let's just see if we've got power. We do. Why is that TV off then? This has definitely changed since the last time I saw it. You used to just select an animal. But it's not showing that. Let's have a look at this bit again. Guest spawner for 150,000. What's that? I should add, by the way, I have absolutely not put any workshop items into this game at all. Everything that I build in this park, I want to be our creation. I'm by no means against workshop items. There's people who are far more creative than me who have made some phenomenal stuff. But I think it'd be quite fun if we sort of were responsible for all the buildings that we see within the park, and we can build them together. So that is certainly going to be the plan. I'm going to put down some vending machines instead of shops because you don't need to have staff manning these. So kind of makes sense just to pop these down. They kind of go through it, but whatever. And they will cost some power, but I think the power will be ultimately cheaper than having a person manning a shop. And we will absolutely be building shops later, but just while we're getting the park started, let's keep things quite basic. Right, I really want to know why this TV is not coming on. Because it should just be advertising this exact exhibit. But not to worry, at least for now. Okay, so I am going to see if I can find the Vista Point thing. I will absolutely be putting an ATM down as well because I want to ensure that the guests have money to throw into these bins. I'll actually put an ATM right next to these machines as well. Right, perfect. I think that's enough to get started with. We are going to need a toilet as well. And I reckon just there should suffice for now. We're not going to charge for the toilets. We're going to make them free. Now, are we open? Zoo overview. Yes, we are. We are open. Going to boost this up a little bit to 5. Don't know if that'll be too much, but we'll see. We don't have any security yet. Don't have any vendors, but we don't have any shops. And we've got everything else. I would say we are golden so far. But we will find out. Okay, so we're open for business. Here's the guests arriving. And we will certainly find out very soon what they think of this exhibit. Now, whilst they're doing that, I'm going to just have a quick look at the animal market. And reset all filters, and then change this to be price, confirm, and then sorted by appeal. Seals will be underwater, so that'll probably take a little bit to get set up. Rhinos, I can imagine, will need a lot of space. Hippos will need water. Mandrills are a possibility. Might build these. This animal's adopted for cash. Cannot be released into the wild. That's fine. Really good appeal. I'm just a little bit concerned that it's a really small exhibit. So I think that will impact it. Zoopedia. So you got all these lovely entries, by the way, for the animals. I think there's like 108 in the game or something. So it's pretty crazy. And it tells you how vulnerable they are, and like, I mean, you can see here, here's all the animals. There's absolutely loads you can get. And yes, I do have all the DLCs, but still, it's pretty impressive to see all this stuff that's been put in. Okay, so 180 meters squared. So let's build a habitat and see how big the habitat ends up being. Okay, so this needs to be moved just ever so slightly. There we go. Oh, and apparently a little bit more. Obstructed. What is obstructing this? Try and do it the other way. Right, there we go. That resolved that. Right. And then pop that to there. We'll see what the square meter is once this is finalised. We need a gate for the staff to use. Which I think will probably be best served, because there's the centre where they come in, so if we put like a staff path there and then have the entrance here. There we go. And there we have it. So what's the size of this habitat? 952 meters squared. And I'm fairly certain that's well above what the koalas needed. Were these the same koalas? I don't remember seeing red in there. I'd love to have some koalas. Zoopedia. 180, and this is 952, so we're fine for that. We need 20 meters of climbing. Again, that can definitely be done. No water requirement. Temperature can actually be regulated, so even if you're in like a certain part of the world, the idea of this is you can manipulate the temperature within the exhibits as well. So if you want to have polar bears, you can. If you want to have penguins and all that sort of stuff, totally doable. Let's get some koalas. I would love to have some. Oh, there's only 3 females, so we can't. We need a male and a female before we take the plunge. Let's have a look at the mandrills again and just see their Zoopedia entry and just see what their... So they need 400 meters squared. Again, 952. That must be really small. Interesting. Right. So back. And let's do mandrill. These 2 will do. There we go. So we've adopted 2 mandrills. I am going to have to make the entire barrier climb proof and also taller. There we go. And we will make that glass and that glass. The sleeping section is going to be, I reckon, back here. And this will be the viewing section. Because that'll be where they come in and get fed and all that sort of stuff. And this will be their private area. Right, good stuff. Great. So, next thing we need to do is... I think I want to... Oh, we've not got bins. Oh, that's a big error. Bins, bins, bins. Habitat. No. Facilities. Bins. Recycle bins. I'm assuming you can just put recycle bins down as opposed to standard bins, and they're still fine. But we'll find out if my park is still littered with loads of random junk, then I'll know that that's not necessarily the case. Another bin there. Bin there as well, and there. And there. Right, cool. They're only $20 each, so that'll be fine. Okay. I'm going to pop some benches down. Just so that if they do fancy taking a seat, they're welcome to do so. In fact, not there. And if they want to sit up against a toilet, that is entirely their prerogative. Right. Let's get these mandrills moved in. Okie dokie. And the second one? There we go. Now I'm going to build a staff path at the narrowest width. Oh, come on. There we go. He's already pathed, isn't he? Yeah, he's going the other way. Mind. Oh no, he's decided to switch directions. Good stuff. Right. As soon as this mandrill gets delivered, we will work out what it wants. Oh. And then pause. So, social, it needs... How many people? Let's say people. How many mandrills? I'm hoping 2 will be enough, but if it needs more, that's fine, because then that's more that'll attract people to the park. Okay, so I'm going to reset the filters, and we're going to get the habitat sorted. So first of all, let's get the terrain sorted. It's far too much long grass, so instead I'm going to get some soil down. And then I'm going to just put some of that grass over. There we go. Now they need a hard shelter, which I can oblige to just now. Reset that. Species, mandrill. And I'm just going to go for this. And that should give them enough privacy, I think. Our mandrills are small, so surely a small bed will be enough, but we'll certainly see. I'll put a medium one down over there and there just in case. Okay, so hit play. That's that sorted. We need climbable area. That's fine because I'm going to put some trees in, which needs to be from Africa. So continent, Africa, and then the biome needs to be tropical. So set that to there. And let's look for some big trees. Not too big. Oof, look at the size of that one. Right, pop that one right there. That can be like the center of the thing. Now, if I put any like over here, that would be what would allow them to ultimately escape. So, keen to avoid that. But I will pop these in. So you see the coverage has immediately gone up to a good level. I think we're good. If I just hit play. So they need climbable stuff now, so facilities. Sorry, habitat. Just do all. And these are all suitable for mandrills, so let's build a water pipe just here. And then we need a feeding tray. And then we'll build them some climbable platforms. Now where's the food tray? Water bowl, water. Ah, here we go. Right, perfect. So I'm going to have that as the feeding box. Great stuff. Okay. Oh, my money is probably about to go into the red, which is the first of probably a few sacrifices that are going to have to be made. It's going up again now, but we'll see what happens. Oh, actually, no, I don't need to build it. Look, it says it's green now. Perfect. So, social group's the only thing it's missing, and that must mean that they actually do okay with maybe 4? Ah, okay, so I can actually get more mandrills. Cool. So the most important thing are these things. Get these down so that the guests can show their appreciation for what they're watching. Has this screen came on yet? No, it's still not on. Really confused by this. Usually they actually show like loads of information about the exhibit. Oh, my money's gone in the red. That's the first sacrifice. Right. One down. Okay. So I need to start getting that in the green, but to do that I need guests to be coming in and donating in these boxes, essentially. That's pretty much it. The only other thing they can do is buy burgers and drinks from these machines here. Okay, so sometimes you'll get special guests that visit your park. These people are either your own avatar or just a random person from around the world, as in like another player. They're not actually visiting my park themselves, but they are someone else's avatar. So this person is somebody who plays this game somewhere. So I'm just going to say hello, and by doing that you get rewarded 20 leaves, and that becomes very, very valuable later on in the game. So as you can see the guests are gathering to look at the grizzly bears from here. If you click them, you can actually kind of see what the thoughts are. So they're happy with the ticket price, which is fine, but they're saying there's not much to do here. which is fair. There's 2 exhibits at the moment, so not an awful lot. The other thing I want to do is get some enrichment items for these. I feel really sorry for them. Now, I've not seen any get up on here yet, but they will be able to. They can also climb the trees. I've noticed them jumping up and just climbing up a tree, so if they do want to go up that way, they can as well. The animations seem to be really good. One of the big things this game tries to push, as I alluded to earlier, is education. So when I'm a little bit more comfortable with money, I'll certainly be doing that. I mean, this is going to give me 1,000 because I've hit 300 guests, so I'll claim that reward. And that'll put me back in the green. Fingers crossed, keep me in the green, but we will certainly find out in due course. I want to buy more mandrills. So I am going to accept a second punishment by taking out a loan. Finances, loans. I think 5 grand might be the one which I need. And then, oh, I'm saying that's up to £1 grand now. How much are these mandrills going to cost? 2,000. Right. Okay. I'm going to take that out. So, I will get to the punishment in just a second. Adopt. That'll be the best one. Yeah. Storage. And then send to zoo. There we go. So there'll be 4 in there now. And that should hopefully help boost numbers for people who want to come and look at them. Okay, low on cash, which is fine, but I was totally anticipating that anyway. Your zoo has no security guards. That I am aware of, but at the same time I'm a little bit hesitant because that's a salary and there's not really much for them to vandalise at the moment. They might kick over a bin, which guests do occasionally do, but yeah, we'll have to see. I think we're in a steady zone though. We've got 2 exhibits. Space for a 3rd one there, which I'll build momentarily. And then we'll see what happens. I just want to check to see if Jackson has decided to make the other bear his mate. No, he hasn't. Not yet. I believe it's only a matter of time until they get to know each other, you know what I mean? And then we can expect some cubs coming along. Why isn't this on? No, it's not what I'm after at all. So, habitat, nope, not that at all. Not barriers. Facilities, guest facilities. Huh. And that's definitely a TV screen. Yeah, TV screen. These are all the building props. There's absolutely loads of them in the game as well. Right, before I forget, I took out a loan, so as per the rules, I will need to... As a guest, I'll say hello. There's a limit to how many times you can do that. I think it's like 5 or something. I shall take a drink for my loan enduring. Oh, there's the other mandrill getting delivered now. Lovely. Right. I want to have an additional veterinarian because I would love to research mandrills as well. We've actually made some good progress in the bears now. So Adalberto Ray is going to research the mandrills. Now, because of the bears being researched as much as they are, I'm hoping that we now have more things we can get for them. So let's reset the filter and then go to grizzly bear. Yeah, we've got enrichment items now. Great. So I'm going to give them a large football to kick around and play with. Now, this roller feeder I think will look good really close to the guests over here. Some wind chimes for them to play with. I think that would also be something that will entice them to come over and just essentially do things that are closer to the guests and ultimately make them more enjoyable. So a bamboo feeder, I'm just going to whack one of them down here. And I'll pop some shines here as well, just so they've got plenty to do. Right, so if we go back onto a bear now, we'll see what the... So you can see there, they're really happy with what they've been getting. Now he's playing with the ball. And the guests thankfully get to watch that as well. Now, you can actually upgrade the barriers and stuff. So you could get like eventually if you like upgrade it enough, you can get one-way glass. So the animals don't get stressed out by people looking in because they literally can't see the people that are looking in. Let's see how these are doing. So that's had $360 chucked into it. That's had $440. That's had nothing. Maybe in time though. Let's see how these are doing as well. So that's made over 1,000. I mean, look at the amount that's been thrown in there. I mean, that's crazy money. Wow. Oh, as you can see, there's cracks in the glass, which means that we need it to be repaired. We do have a mechanic who should be periodically going around and sorting out the barriers, but as you can see, this is already pretty badly damaged, so hopefully that's something they'll be able to sort out. But aside from that, I think they're pretty happy except for the enrichment. How's the adult population for them now? Oh, they actually still need more. I mean, I'll build more, but that's quite surprising. Oh, my money's gone back into the red again. But it should climb back up quickly, I think. I think it's when salaries come out, it just goes... It plummets, but then incrementally gets higher. Right. So, we now have 2 exhibits. So we can start thinking about exhibit 3, which is going to be here. And we might actually have a... No, because that'll invade the privacy. I was going to say make this a raised bit so they can look over the top, but I want this bed to be in a position where there's no guests that are looking on. Like how when it rains and stuff, you'll see them run for shelter and all that sort of stuff as well. And I assume animals that don't mind the rain will choose to stay outside in it, but still, quite a cool effect. Cool. Right, we're back in the positive in terms of our financials, which is good, although it's now going down again. Let's see what the various things are in terms of our outgoings and incomings. So income is, so we're making a profit. You can see that at the bottom. The ongoing expenses are being opposed by our income, which is great news. And then when the loan is paid back, which it's already halfway back, we can then see our income go further up because we're obviously not paying the loan off. Facility broke down. Okie dokie. Mechanic has been assigned. Wonder if the rain's got anything to do with that. How's that one doing? 500. Is this one starting to make money yet? Yeah, it is. I'm going to move it across just a little bit though. Just because it's clearly a good place for the guests to watch the bears do some crazy stuff. Right. Also, when the animals have offspring, like there's like an immediate cause for guests to flood to your zoo because a lot of guests want to see a newborn animal in a zoo, and that tends to help with numbers a little bit. So we'll no doubt see guests start to rise once these have allocated themselves some mates, which at the moment still looks like we're waiting on. Yep, these are all still waiting for it. Have you two decided to become best buds yet? No, not yet. Just leave them to it. To be fair, I did turn the aging up, so I don't know if that's impacting that cycle at all. But not to worry. I think we should be okay. Now, I'm tempted just to pay this off as soon as we can. Oh, we've got an inspector report. Cleanliness was 5-star, but education was nothing. Now, I'm struggling because the education I thought was just with these TV screens, but I just can't get it to show this exhibit and these animals. It's really weird. They must have changed something in a patch. I really can't quite grasp why they wouldn't be turning on. Right, anyways, let's pay back this loan. That's that done. So our income should be greater now. Vet research complete. Let's have a look, see what we've got. So more of the grizzly bear stuff, which is good. We can also improve the food quality, which I'm going to look to do just now. And that'll make the animals happier as well. Costs a little bit more, but it's worth it. If the animals are happy, then the guests are happy as well. Here it is. Grade 2 food quality. So it's not that much more per feed, but it's enough to make sense. Okay, by the looks of things, it's going to need more feeders. So I'm going to add an additional one. And there's one there, and one there. So why does it need more? Another one there if it needs it. There we go. Great stuff. So we've got the feeders in place for them and for them. And the enrichment items should be fine. I'm still not sure why they're not getting along. And these are still waiting. Right, cool. We're back in the negative again, so that means I now need to pour a new drink. There will be a point where our finances stabilise, and when that does happen, it's mainly going to be based around the animals that are leaving the park or whatever that'll be impacted by this. So, dangerous fighting due to incorrect sex ratio. Is it not 2 males, 2 females? Or is that... Right, so they're having a scrap. Where's the Zoopedia? Here it is. Right. Species data. Male bachelor group size is 5. Ah, it says at the top, group size, 1 male and up to 9 females, so I've got 1 male too many. So, one of my males, unfortunately, needs to go. Have a look. So this is one of them. I'm just going to get rid of the one, unfortunately, who has the worst genetic record. That's a female. I'll just click on this and then go here. Right, I can. So this is the other one. Better genetics, right, cool. Very sorry, but the other one's gonna have to... So now we should, in theory, have 1 male, yep, and 2 females. Right. So now if we go back to our zoo, oh, more research. And then animals. Okay, so I'm specifically looking for the ones in storage, which this one is. Crick trade for 2,750. Confirm. And what we're going to do with that money is we're going to get a new mandrill, but a female one. Now that I know that they get aggressive if it's not one female. So let's go back to the market. These are the mandrills that we currently have. 3 females that are on offer. That bottom one's got really bad genetics. I can afford either. That's got a better guest appeal as well. How old? So it's younger as well. Right. Let's get this. And send it here. And then I'll probably change that to be an additional 2 females or 3 females or something. Once we've got a little bit more money. But for the time being, we've got a new challenge. Adopt exhibit species. So we need to get 2 new species. We need to be making money better than we are now. We're not far off, so once we get there, that'll help. Increase mandrill education rating to 4%. So we need to look into education. I'd love to be able to do something with that. So let's see if I can find out what you need to do. I know you can hire an educator, but that's more money. So let's see how well they do. Okay. Training, trainee will expect a higher salary. Okay. Dear. What benefits are there, but that's fine. Okay, so the staff centre's this one here. We will be building over all of that stuff as well. At a later stage. I'm going to, because of the change we made to the entry door, I'm going to make it so that, pause this. Oops. There we go. Right, now just need to get Ideally, just this little corner here. And then bring that up. And then not forget the most important part, which is making it climb-proof. There we go. Oh, these aren't climb-proof. Well, that was a disaster waiting to happen. I think that's the full perimeter. Certainly is. Good stuff. Right, great. Hopefully I can build another staff centre there, but let's have a look. I don't actually have enough money to do it anyway, but maybe when we've got a little bit more money we can. But for now, let's repause. Let's resume, not repause. Resume the game and let's do the thing. I think we probably have unlocked a couple of enrichment items for these now, so let's see if we can pop some down. Reset species, and then mandrill. So there's a nice cardboard box for you to play with. Oh, I can't even afford a cardboard box. Great. Back in the negative again. Perfect. I'm just going to watch it slowly climb back up whilst I pour a drink. There we go. Right. And we're sorted. So, Ash is slowly climbing back up. I'm just going to speed this up slightly just so we can get that back in the green and build some enrichment stuff. Now, how much are they going to charge me? $100 for a cardboard box? I mean, really? Who am I to argue? Right, pop that there. I'm going to throw a roller feeder down just here. Now, what just happened there? Oh, this must be one of the newer ones I've just bought. Ah. I've never seen that screen before. Don't know if that's new. Certainly don't know. But the more females that are in here, the better, because we've got the alpha male in here. So let's just draw some more in, but probably need to duplicate this. So go to habitat, and then shelters. Is this still on mandrill, or has it got the grizzly bear? Nope, just mandrill. Good stuff. Right, we are going to build another shelter. Just here. And we're going to pop more beds down. I'm not quite sure if they need medium or small, so I'm just going to do both. We've got plenty of choice. There we go. Right, lovely. I've got the cardboard box now and that feeder. I mean, he's having a whale of time with his box. We need this repairing again. But otherwise, I think we're actually doing okay. Is that the... No, it's one of the females. Enrichments definitely needing a little bit of a boost still, though. There's a gift box. Cardboard box I can get. Same price. I mean, why not? Give them 2 cardboard boxes to play with. It's my understanding that these ones, like, give them something to play with, but I think they need to be renewed. I think once they've essentially eaten it or whatever, like, the staff need to replace it. Might be wrong, but I think that's how it works. Okay, let's build a little bit of a climbing frame for them. Just go into there. There we go. And then what I'll do is I'll just use the in-game controls to make sure this is all aligned properly. We'll pop that to there. Great. And then move this into there. And then I'm going to pop another one in the middle, just there. And then we are going to extend this jungle gym. Oh, insufficient funds. That means we've gone back below the threshold again, so the punishment suits the crime. The glass looks like it's been repaired at least, but the guests, I think, should be at least happy because they're seeing plenty of stuff with these mandrills. So the mandrills seem to be good value. These, I'm assuming, hoovering up their muck. Okay. Like, I know that's steep, but I'm guessing that works. And then I want to have this then kind of do its own thing over here. So they've got like a little tree house. And then I want it to look like the tree's kind of keeping that bit up. So that'll do. And then there's the hole there, which I'll pop there, so it's in the ground. Another one just there. And then the final one just here. There we go. And then we'll get another ramp to go up onto it here. Even though I think they can go up the tree to get onto it, but either way, gives them plenty of space to do what they need to do whilst on their little play gym. Good stuff. How much is this made now? Right, it must refresh because it was on over 1,000 before, so I'm guessing it's per month. I mean, that's crazy. And whilst I remember, let's just get another ATM popped down just in case they need it. Okay, money-wise we're doing okay. That's building up. The bears don't really seem to be using this, but they're entertaining these guests at least. Like if we click one of these should be... Yeah, they're really happy. That's great. Okay, they're all talking about an umbrella. So some have them, some don't. Now, I'm guessing this works in the same way as Planet Coaster, where you can sell them umbrellas. Drinks, food, info. So it'll be the info shop, I think. It's like Roller Coaster Tycoon was always the information store, sold umbrellas. And this is made by the same people who did Roller Coaster Tycoon 3. So, and Planet Coaster, of course. So maybe that's what I need. But we'll see. I'll pop that down regardless, but we need to build up our cash flow just a smidge. And once that's been built up, I'm going to build another exhibit here as well. because then we'll have 3 exhibits making money. I'm looking forward to that, because then I can start looking at building like an area for like insects and that sort of stuff. So like if you wanted to look at, you basically get these, let's see if I can find it. Small animal exhibit. And you build these, and what it is essentially you build it and then you can put like, you have to buy the insects, but you can put like various insects in there or small animals as well. And it's really cool. Like I'll definitely build some once the money has been boosted. But the money's definitely on the rise. Like if we look at the finances now, the profit's huge. Like before it was struggling, but now we're doing okay. Still need to get the education up and work out why this telly isn't showing any information about these bears. I mean, that's maybe what it was before? Yeah, because that's advertising here with the grizzly bear. Right. Perfect. Duplicate that. And I want another one. Let's pop one here as well. That's it. Z. That's doing completely the wrong angle, so just pop that to there. And then just make that go to there, I think. There we go. Look at all that money. Perfect. So, I'm going to do the same again. I'm going to duplicate this, but this time I'm going to change it so that it's for this exhibit. And that the override is going to be for the mandrill. There we go. There we are. So there's the mandrill advertisement board. This should help increase our education stat, which is what the reports have been lacking. Now let's just make that in the middle. There we go. Another thing you can actually do as well is set up speakers. Which can be found in here. Animal talk point. So it's changed its name since the last time I saw it, but it'll basically talk about the animal that it's aligned with. But this seems to be set for months. Is it once a year? Surely not. I don't know. Manage talks. Educational speaker. Sorry, this is what I've been looking for. Right, so I like to pop this just above the heli and just set it to mandrill. I'm going to delete this and just have the one talk point over there, which I will keep. Pop that there and set that as well to the mandrill. So now that'll be giving the guests information about the mandrill. You can increase the range, but I believe by doing so it can irritate the animal, I believe. So I'm just going to move this out of the way of the toy, but put it there so that the guests will still be able to get what they need from it. Oh, hang on, didn't do that right. There we go. I'm increasing the range of that slightly. I'm going to move this along here. And that way it should be out of range. Right, great stuff. So, educational points done. And I've also got them here as well, but I'm going to pop some speakers down for these also. See, the money's already flying now. Once you get that initial hump done, you can end up pretty easily getting everything else falling into place. So facilities, and then educational speaker. Pop that there. Set this to be the grizzly bear. Thankfully, it tends to be quite good in terms of it recognises what it's next to, so you don't need to faff about with scrolling through a back like a huge list. But that'll help boost our education rating. Now, it says I'm low on cash here, but I'm doing much better than I was before. Let's see how we're doing with this. We should be doing okay. So, grizzly bears fully researched, and mandrills will now have more items. Daisy, I'm going to have to put you to work on something else. I wouldn't mind some research being done. Oh, it's the mechanics that need to do this. With the barriers, I wouldn't mind. Or was it the habitat? Oh. Let's do barriers. I think barriers are the ones that include the glass, which is what I'm keen to get sorted. Right, we're looking good. I want to build a information facility as soon as I could. And I'm assuming we can now, so guest facilities, information, we can. But I'm going to build it blank because, as I said, I want to build everything ourselves. So I'm going to build that there. Let's see what it sells. Audio guide, audio pack, adoption pack, umbrella. Yeah, so these are the guys that sell umbrellas. Perfect. Shall we just boost these a little bit? So 260. Don't know if this is going to make much difference, but ultimately, if we're getting thousands of guests buying these things, it would make sense to just boost it a little bit. Also, I'm going to move this so that guests can queue. So now guests can actually have somewhere to queue without blocking all the other stuff. And we're going to take our first look at the building mode now. Under one of these options, architecture, that's it. Wall pieces. So the theme of this area, it's I want it to be wooden because we've got grizzly bears literally there. So we're going to go for wood, but we don't exactly have many choices at this point anyway, but we'll do wooden plank. Oh, hang on. Oh, we need to hire a vendor. That's my bad. Oh, we do have one. Can I pick this person up? Sign vendor shop. This one, please. Right, so they should be on the way. Okay, so I know on Planet Coaster you just kind of click it and then do build an object, I think. Select group. Group edit, move, plants, duplicate. Right, I think we're in the right bit now. So if I go to this, no, it's still not. Right, there we go. You have to click on it and then it does that. Right, got you. So we'll surround it with these little wooden planks. And then what we'll do is I'm going to just experiment a little bit with this. So just the next one down. So that we've got like a little bit of a roof so that we can have a little sign on there. And then I'm hoping I'll be able to do like a sloped roof, but we'll find out. It's a little bit too high. Right. Instead, sorry, I keep hitting the key that puts it into the offline mode. Need to change that hotkey. Pop that to there. Pop that to there. Right. So change that and replace with that. There we go. So that should give us an opportunity to now put a sloped roof on. So let's have a look. So anything in the wooden category? I don't think there is. An asphalt roof doesn't really suit the a metal plank. That doesn't look very great. Corrugated, I think that's probably going to be what we have to choose. I mean, the asphalt suits the path aesthetic, I suppose, but I think I prefer the look of the plastic. We'll go for that. So anyways, there's our little shop. Now what we can do is build a little archway as well. Oops. There we go. So that's got like its little entrance. And then we can I'm not going to put one of these on. Although I can put a little awning on it if I wanted to, but no. There we go. So information. Now which one's going to suit it best? It's going to be this one, I think. So pop that there, spin it around. There we go. Now I want that to be in the center, so I'll be in the center of that one, I assume. And there we go. There's our first little shop. It'll certainly do the job for now. Good stuff. Right, perfect. So, money's on the rise. We've got the first shop sorted. We've got the 2 exhibits. So the next step, I think, we'll be moving on to the next exhibit. I'm going to take a very, very quick break. While I do that, I'm just going to very kindly remind everybody of a promise that my co-captain Dio made. If you happen to be joining us on Twitch today, once we hit 30 Twitch followers, Dio has agreed to shave his head. So I absolutely implore you, if you have an available Twitch account to follow, please go ahead and do so, because it would certainly make my day seeing his head get shaved. So there's a quick reminder before I disappear. Dio's probably going to hate me for doing that, but he promised it yesterday, so something to look forward to when we hit that milestone. For the time being though, I'm just going to take a very quick break and I'll be back in about 5 minutes or so I'll see you shortly. And that's us back. Thank you for sticking around, folks. I think the next item on the agenda is our next exhibit. Although, hang on, we need to make sure that there's the maximum amount of mandrills in here. So let's see if we can get some more female companions for the male to enjoy. Oh, apparently there's going to be a new kid that arrives any moment. Let's just claim that and claim that, just so we can get them cleared. But there is a little baby that's about to be sprouted. There we are. Hondo is the Hondo is the name, and it is a male. Now, that means that when that matures into an adult, Mondo will then be the opposition to the other male that's in here. Oh, the grizzly bears have finally decided to do their thing as well. So that makes 2 of them at the same time. Considering they weren't even friends before, it's a welcome change. Just waiting for her to do a thing. Thankfully, it's a really basic animation where they sit down and then a bear just appears. Like that. So there's the new one. Bashiri is the new bear. Look at him go. Wow. Genetics. Oh, not great. Size is really taking a hit. One of the things that they actually added since launch, I think this is just like in a patch as well, was like variations to like the colour of the fur. So you see this one's got brown black fur, and this one's got chocolate brown fur, and this one has brown black fur. So despite the 2 parents having brown black fur, it goes to show that the animals can be born with different patterns, which is interesting. Another thing as well is there's a rare chance in game when offspring is born for that offspring to be albino, so like where it's purely white. And when you do happen to get like an albino bear or whatever it is that gets born, the rating of that animal becomes huge because guests want to come and visit this really rare animal. So it's something else to keep an eye out for. I think the game alerts you if it does happen as well, so it's not like it's something you can just randomly miss. These are all damaged again. Let's get them urgently across. Okay, so we said that we were going to get the mandrills updated. So here's the 4 that are available, 3 of which are men. So we can't do anything about that, but we can get this one. So we'll adopt that and send into here. Now, animals that you buy for cash, you can't then release into the wild. Animals that are born in your zoo, you can. You can release them into the wild. And when you release one of these into the wild, which happens when they grow into an adult, so when they're mature, you can see here it says juvenile. When it goes into the mature stage, they can then be released into the wild. And I believe, if my memory serves me correctly, it's not money you get for that, but I believe that's also how you get this conservation credit. Yeah, top of the list. Releasing animals into the wild, but also selling animals in the marketplace, which is where other players can actually buy that animal. Greeting avatars that visit your zoo, which is done like this. So this dude here, oh, hang on. That guy there is somebody's avatar in the world. So I can say hello and get 20 of them conservation credits. I think, though, it is limited to like 5 a day or something like that. But anyways, that's something that exists. Logging in daily, completing community challenges, and having well-educated Guests. Uh-oh. I'm probably going to have to just get an extra mechanic because... Oh, we're at we're at almost max speed. Oh, jailbreak. So that cost me 2,000 to capture them both. But as per the rulebook, animal escapes equals drink. I was just double checking it wasn't one of the harsher ones I'd set. But that's proof it can happen even when you're trying to pay attention. So having the extra mechanics is probably going to hopefully help mitigate that. Right, okay. So they're back to where they need to be, which is in the exhibit and not eating guests. Guests also really, quite understandably, have a high disapproval rating of animals that escape, especially when you can have any animal escape, like a lion or whatever, like it doesn't matter. I don't know if they can kill the guests, but they can certainly scare them, and it's not a good thing to have. Anyways, I'll leave the mechanics to do their thing. Shall we... Yeah, we've got loads of money now, so let's select the group and start building construction. Now we're going to put this in the same architecture as we had before, which is going to just be this simple wooden wall. And I'm just going to build it like this. Go. Now, I wonder if I can do something here. Trying to select this wall, but not the building. But it's not letting me deselect items, which I was hoping it would do if I held down shift, but it's not. The idea was I was gonna just... Alright, okay, that just selects the full group anyway. Yeah, okay. So what you used to do in Planet Coaster is you could just select like an entire build set and then just duplicate it and just build it up and up for as many times as you wanted. Really quick way to add to buildings that you've got in your park. But the alternate doesn't take too much longer, so it's not really a major problem. Do I want it to be that big? Let's go for the half height. And it doesn't really matter what's inside of this. Just so as long as we can cover up these entrances a bit and just make it look a little bit prettier. So here, for example, put that down, and then for the rest of them we'll have arches. Well, that's a window, so we'll just do that one for there. Can this one... That blocks most of it. Right, let's just go for this one then. There we go. That'll do. Right. Good stuff. So the next thing I am going to do is just build these. I'm going to just duplicate that. Sometimes that's the easiest way to do it. Right. I'm working out how this is going to look. So they're going to bridge, but it's not going to keep going up. Right. Okay. We'll toy around with it and we'll see if this works. Oh, I know what I'll do. Oh, it's snowing. Just going to build that as that. And then it can go back into that. Right, perfect. That will work splendidly. So let's get our plastic roof. And then again this side. And then again just at the end. Then we need to pop some more walls down. And then just a flat roof on top. If they exist. Oh, there they are. Right, cool. Oh, it'd be nice having that wooden slat across the top, actually. And there we go. So that's just our little staff facility. Looking a little bit more bonny with the custom building. It's better. Right, cool. Should we add some lights? I feel like the game suddenly got really dark. Assuming we've got lights. Thought they'd be under this. Yeah, there they are. No, security cameras. Oh no, there we are. Lights. Street lamps. I'm going to pop them over where the bins are. Can't I keep them? Oh no. We've got protesters. Why? What's the welfare issues? Oh wow. Oh, it's because it's snowing. I completely forgot about this. See, when it snows, basically animals become really annoyed because they're like, well, where's my grass gone? They're fine now because the snow's gone due to the rain, but I'd completely forgotten about that being a thing. So now we've got protesters, which you can see here, who are fuming because these animals weren't happy because of the snow that was on the ground. Completely forgot about it. The way you mitigate that is through the use of heaters. So you can get some heaters here. Now these heaters seem to cover quite a bit of ground, so I'm just going to place one like here. Now, do you think grizzly bears would be okay in the snow? I assume they would be. Well, polar bears obviously would be, but grizzly bears as well. Oh, there's me. Hello. Can I say hello? I don't think I can. I don't know if it's because I've hit the maximum or if it's just because it's me. I'm heading to a donation box apparently. Okay. Education 10%, that sounds about right. should have brought an umbrella. This seems weird. And I'm carrying nothing. I've not adopted any animals yet. I want to see the mandrill called Scene. Or is that... Wait, is that a mandrill called Scene? Or is that... Yeah, surely it's a mandrill called Scene. No, I seen a mandrill. I think. Animals? No, there's nobody called Scene there, so it must just be... I wanted to say it, and I've seen it, right. Honestly, this sort of stuff should be elementary. Okay, more females, let's have a look. Animal trading. And it's from the Frontier Zoo, so it's from Frontier themselves, but they are some really strong genetics. You can go straight into that exhibit just there. Okay, we got some new challenges, but we'll await to see us being able to do anything with them. Underpriced. Well, let's soon change that. So, let's go to Zoo and let's bump up these prices ever so slightly. To be fair, we've got loads of animals now, so I totally get that. So, I want to charge 8 for an adult and 5 for a child. See what the new guests think about that. Still got 1 star for education. Not great. Not great at all. I thought these would be doing something for it, but maybe I need to pop a couple of these down. I'll do it there, because that's not going to touch either of the toy items. That there, and then I'm going to move this just so it's not... going to do anything, so... There we go. Right, that should sort that out. And there's the new mandrill. Now, how are we looking with our... Let's upgrade this now, because we can. I'm assuming this can be upgraded to grade 3 now. Oh, we'll get another little baby mandrill. I'm just going to just double check what the... Oh, this needs to be repaired. Adult population, yes. We've still got plenty that we can go up in that. But once that other little kid becomes an adult, we will need to remove one of them, or else they're going to be scrapping. Ah, so there's the community one, which was to release... is that pronounced Bactrian camels? Not say I've seen that word before, but Bactrian or Bactrian camels, one of the two. Okay, that looks smart enough as it is. What I'm actually going to do, I'm going to save that as a blueprint so that I can use this exact model in future builds without needing to do all the other stuff that I had to do to get the sign on and the outside walls. So I'm just going to put in basic wooden info. Please read title. Information. Great stuff. Right, that should cover that. There's the little cup there. How's he doing for genetics? Really not great. When he grows up, I'm unfortunately going to have to release him into the wild. What we're looking for just so you know, is animals can get special ratings. None of which I think are on here. And the ratings are where this little apparel medal is. And basically, if an animal gets born with really good traits, you can get bronze, silver, and gold. And obviously, the higher that is, the more appeal it has to guests. So if I go into the animal trading and just reset all the filters, you can see here, see how they've got like a gold medal? That would mean that this animal here has a really good appeal because of the gold medal that it has. But it also costs 3,432, and I've got 260, so it's not really a possibility to do that. But by mixing two animals together who have okay stats, you can actually get a chance of getting either, as you can see here, like a silver appeal, bronze appeal, which is these ones here, or even a golden appeal. That could happen even if you're breeding with animals which don't meet that criteria. So certainly going to be something that I look at, but for the time being, we're not going to be able to consider animals that have conservation conservation credit listings. There's always a point where I can just stop replacing or pronouncing the most basic words. So these are the ones that have the biggest allure, because I've filtered it so it sorts downwards from there. I still can't help but think that jaguars are going to need a lot of space, but I don't know that for sure, so let's have a look. 668. This was higher than that, wasn't it? 952. That's a really small area for cheetahs. But if that's all I need, I think I might go ahead and do it. I mean, you can see our money's going up really easily. So and we can always move these around if needed. This is just to get the base bit of it done. There we go. So, what's the size? Oh, hang on, we need to put a door on it, or else it doesn't count. So barriers, door. And then pop the door just there. Right, what we're looking at. We are looking at a... Where did I say it before? Oh, there it is. This is even bigger. This is over 1,000 square meters. But I do want to make this taller. So let's go all the way around and bring this up to there. And apply the climb proof to it. So next step is to add the glass walls. Oops, wrong one. Also one there. Then they can look at it through there, and the privacy bit's going to be here. Great. Yeah, that looks good. Cool. So let's go back to the market. And we are going to get some jaguars. I mean, we don't have much of a choice with the male, so let's just buy that. Having two greens I think would be good, because if we get an offspring that picks up them and then gets these two from the dad, then we could be looking at a good animal. So I'm going to adopt this one. I'm going to send these both into here. And whilst they're on the way, let's just go ahead and get the little money makers down. There we go, that should be enough. And if we go into habitat filters, species, and just go down to jaguar. These are all the things that we've got for jaguars. So pop food tray there. Water bowl there. Also going to put another food tray just down here. I'm going to build this in the middle. What's this one look like? Actually, no, this one looks better. I'm going to have this one. It's going to be right there. Shouldn't be able to jump from there to there, I hope. One way to find out, I suppose, but we'll see. So the other things that we're going to need, if I just pause the game while I do this, we need the terrain sorting out because there's not enough soil. So go to terrain, go to soil, and just throw some soil down. And that's us already sorted for that. The climbing area will be very quickly resolved once we've got this bit done. So reset them filters. We want to have North America and South Central America. And then the biomes we're going to have as tropical, grassland, and temperate. Perfecto. So now we can add some trees. And that's a huge tree. So maybe a little bit smaller. I mean, saplings, maybe not so much, but I mean, that's a decent sized tree. Just get two of them down either side of that. And go. Right. And then maybe just like two little smaller ones there and there. And then we can just add some like sort of little miniature sort of trees just to surround it. And then the bushes I'll put around the outside where they can't obviously climb out from them. So these will look quite nice, I think. We just tuck them in there. Great stuff. Right. So bushes. I think this will do for that. And then let's mix it up with some more different bushes as well. So I'll pop some there. Don't want to obstruct the view too much though, which I'm assuming is going to be a thing if I put too many of these down. So great. We're already fulfilling what they need for that anyway, so that's fine. Now social. What's the social issue? Let's have a look. I think only one's been delivered so far though. We need a shelter, so I shall do that right now. going to build the shelter just sort of away from the wall a bit because I think they can climb on top of the shelter's roof. If I remember correctly. I'm going to pop the shelter here. Which means I'll need to move a couple of these. That might be an issue. Now some beds. What do we have? Is it in habitat? Yep, it was. Could have put some large ones down because I'm assuming these are large animals. But if not, I'll put some medium ones down as well. Right. That should be sufficient. At least you would assume. I'm going to hit play. And I'm going to pop down an information panel, but obviously this is going to be about jaguars. There they are. And then just take the speaker as well. And just set that to the jaguar. Pop one here as well. That's fine. I'll go. So, plenty of information about the jaguars. Let's just pop some more speakers down. And then what we can also do is ask the staff to research more about the jaguars. So I'll pop Alberto there. Still can't get over Daisy being here. Daisy, do you want to just research? I don't know, that. At least you're researching something. What have we got from here? So the barriers are progressing, which is good. Let's get another mechanic. I forgot I asked one of them to do that, so it'd be good to hire another. Let's get another keeper. I think that'll be good. And that's sort of like our little first enclosure. Which is looking quite nice. Let's see how the jaguars feel. Welfare's not great because the enrichment is low, but we'll get that sorted once they've got that. Oh, they need swimming area. That's not good news. It's not a big swimming area, but it's still a swimming area, so I'm going to have to try and build a swimming area here. Level of water. Does that count? It's not updated yet. I will definitely need to add something to allow us to have water treatment, which I'll pop just here. It says it's not swimmable. I would assume they'd be able to swim in that though. I'll try and expand upon it. Don't know if it'll work, but I'll try. move the water. I think that's causing a bit of a problem. Make it a little bit deeper as well. We go in round there. And then through to there. Let's see what happens. So there. Does that count? Hopefully it does. Yeah, there we go. Great stuff. So we've got swimming area, and they have their little vulnerable area as well. Perfect. Right. What is going to happen? I don't know if there's a way to block it. Can I move that to here? And still... I think it does. Right, got an idea. So, we're going to move... this. Oh, that's moving a lot more than I was wanting. Just this. To be honest, this could probably just do with being through to there. Then I'll set these two items to be there. Still more than enough room for the grizzlies, so... Right. So if I move you to here... There we go. Then move you... I can. There we go. Now put you on top of him. So it's like that. And then just have the path come down. Because that'll be like space saving. That looks like I can. Cool. There we go. So that's them connected. And hopefully, if I just go onto here and then do negative impact, it's still hitting the guests, unfortunately. So I wonder if I can move this one. So maybe actually just kind of be there. That works. I'll kind of make it look like it's being held up by something, but if we go to select group, construction, then just click on that. Just at least makes it look like there's something that's holding this up, as opposed to it just floating. And then put like little bits around it like that. Nope, one lower. Go. Oh, what now? And then if we can get... not that. No, not what I'm trying to think of. Right, that should be fine. That looks Okay. I just need to put a flat roof down, which can go just there. There we are. So, kind of looks like it's being held up by something now, as opposed to just floating. Right, what's this important alert? Okay, so we need a new staff room. I can do that just now. How's the guest zone? We're fine. Oh, hang on. They're getting slightly impacted there, but not a lot much more I can do. Unless I built them on the roof, yeah, which I could actually do. I'll ignore that. Right. A new staff room. I can certainly get one of them built right away. And I'm going to build it. I'm not actually sure where I'm going to build it. Because it has to be out the way of the guests. Staff room. So I'm going to build another staff zone. We've got loads of space that way. So I'm going to build a staff path. Align the grid. And just build this down here. And I'm going to go ahead and build a staff room just here. That'll be fine. Don't think we need anything else on top of the staff room. Maybe another keeper's hut. Drop it there. Something that doesn't impact guests. That's fine. Great. Right, we'll do that. Then very quickly just pop these around it. And just on the front. Great. And then it's the archway we're looking for. And I'm just going to pop flat roof on top. There we go. Fairly basic, but that's what it needs to do. Okay, so now we've got these done. Let's just check to see how these animals are doing. What's the alert? Stressed and low welfare, so it's... Why is the welfare so bad? I mean, enrichment isn't helping in the slightest, so let's see if we're any further forward with that. Research. You can actually train your staff. So I'm going to train Adalberto. If I can find him, he'll be in here, I think. Yep. And just do Sam for training. Got an efficient workload. Got the staff room perk. Just going to increase his pay because when they get training, they expect a bit more money. I'm just going to do it for everybody because it makes them a lot more efficient. Oh, that's the maximum for a cleaner. Okay. Right. So that's everybody. That way. Okay, okay. Yeah, we've got protests, but that'll get sorted once we've got enrichment stuff. Yeah. Right. Made the decision. I'm going to move it onto the roof. And that's actually worked out nicely because it's still hidden in the building, but it totally works. So we'll just delete this stuff now. There we go. So now that shouldn't have an impact on guests. Yep, we're good. Perfect. We have this bear. We'll say hello. Underpriced, still. Okay, so 10 and 8. That'll certainly do. Okay, how are the jaguars? I know they were stretched out before. Hopefully they're a little bit better now. Just enrichment there. Fine for the environment and all that sort of stuff. It's just enrichment that they're struggling with. But absolutely fine with the social stuff as well. Oh, great. I've just been fined because of the protesters. Fantastic. Okay, so... that looks like it's ready for, like, the next zone. But we definitely need more research doing. So I'm going to hire another veterinarian that we will swiftly train up once we're able to. I don't know if we can off the bat though. I think they have to be in the park for a minimum amount of time before you do it, which appears to be the case. That's fine. You can see the other ones though, that some of them are now 2-star. So let's upgrade that one again. And upgrade this one again. You just don't want any of this in the orange or red. As long as they're not in that area, you're doing absolutely fine. Cool, that should be fine for that. I love a little plaza, but it would make sense for the plaza to sort of like be, so if we've got like exhibits here, and then if we were to put another like 2 exhibits either side of here, makes sense to have maybe a plaza like here. That's what I'm thinking. Somewhere that, in fact, no, having a plaza here would be good. So what I'm going to do is, if we just align this to the, oops, that's staff path and not what I want. Right, so that's going to go that way. Okay, I'm actually going to put a plaza over this way. I'm just building this here just so that we've got a rough idea where that branches off from the main path. And then the plaza can go over here. And just for those of you who don't know, if you use the Align to Grid tool, it's much easier to create plazas and such. Make them much more uniformed, like that. What's the report look like? Education's still rubbish, but the cleanliness is at least doing okay. Great. So that's where the plaza can go. So the plaza is going to essentially be three seats, a bin, 3 seats, a bin, 3 seats, a bin. It's not going to be symmetrical, but that's fine. 3 seats, a bin. Just do this all the way around, because there's not going to be shops in the middle, just going to be like some sort of water feature or something. Then pop that there, and then 1, 2, there we go. So that's going to be the central area. And as I say, I'm going to have some sort of water feature here. So let's bring this down. And then we can have like fountains in there or something. Oh, we can get it higher. There we are. Now, the idea is to have shops around the outside, but ideally we want... The thing with shops is shops can really easily be money losers if you're not careful. They have to be near an exhibit. So the first shop I'm going to build is actually going to be down here. So, and they're all going to have the same sort of theme. So, guest facilities. I'm going to build... You can research a lot more, I think, as well. Let's build a balloon shop. Build that just there. Then construction. I wouldn't mind more building parts as well. But these are going to be built out of stone, as opposed to the ones that we had before. Then we go to this one, which is the shop front. There we go. And then I'm just going to have a little bit there. Pop them there, and then just have a roof that goes across. And get a better looking. That's what we'll probably have to do. And then what we can do is we can find the one that's for balloons. Or balloons. Yeah, there we go. No. And then move that up. And centered. There we go. Loony balloons. And then I think you can have it so it's set to advertise something. Well, maybe I'm just thinking of... Yeah, maybe that's just in Planet Coaster. That's fine. So there's our first shop. Hopefully it'll sell something. But the idea is we'd fill the rest of this sort of area with other shops and have different paths that lead off to an additional exhibition. So we'll have another exhibit here. Still has low welfare. I'm hoping that our vet research is kind of caught up. Right, great. So we should be able to put some stuff down now. So go to habitat. Filter, just reset the filter. Go to species and then go to jaguar. And enrichment. Great stuff. So rubbing pad. I'm going to put a rubbing pad here. Race scented stick. Go there. Sprinkler just in case it's too warm for them. A scratching post. We will put here, so it kind of looks like it's part of the construction. And should ultimately help with the enrichment. What else we got? We've got the good old cardboard box, can't fall off there. So let's pop a lamp just over here. Let's do it that way. There. I'm not sure if the lights actually impact the animals. So if like there was a lamppost shining into the exhibit, if that would be a problem. Not entirely sure. So we've got more protesters now. This has got social issues, and I'm trying to work out what the social issues are. Why? Like, the adult population's fine, so I'm a bit confused as to why they've got issues with the other animals. I'm assuming it is a... Yeah, it's a male and female, so... A bit odd that one's really uncomfortable and one's fine. The stress of this one's insane. But I suppose at least got things in a stable position. And that's going to be the main thing that matters. And there's the protesters. Great stuff. Right. So this is going to be part one of the mega stream done. I'm going to save the game here. I will be back. I'm going to take maybe like a 15 to 20 minute break. So I'm actually going to stop the stream. I'm going to take a bit of a break and then I'm going to come back and play something else. I've not quite decided what yet. I might... It's been a while since I've gone back to Outriders, so I might actually have a look and see how far that's came since the last time I played it. I know I'd gotten up to a boss battle, so it might be interesting to see how that's progressed. Otherwise, I'll have a look at something else. But this is part one done, and it's good to stop it and then start it again so that this gets uploaded as its own video to YouTube for anybody who is watching this back, so that they've got a specific episode to watch. And then I will go live again in about 15 to 20 minutes with the next game. I'm going to have a look and work out what that's going to be. Initially thinking Outriders, but that might change within the next 20 minutes if I spot something else that makes me go, no, I'm going to play that instead. So for now, I will bid you farewell, but hopefully I'll see you again in about 20 minutes or so. So thanks for tuning in for this Planet Zoo playthrough, and I'll catch you again very soon. Cheers, guys.